Hey, I'm Nathan Pergio. In the last 3 years, I've generated over $250 million for e-commerce brands, worked with over 250 brands directly. And in this video, I want to run you through a framework, a very simplified framework that allows you to troubleshoot revenue dips within your brand. If revenue decreases or dips for a statistically relevant period, be 5 to 15 days, depending on the size of your brand, this is exactly how to fix it or identify what happened that caused the dip. Revenue is a function of sessions times conversion rate on site times average order value. Now, in isolation, none of these metrics really tell you much. For example, average order value on the back end of Shopify tells you nothing about average order value. It doesn't show you the cohort distribution of individual users. It doesn't show you the individual levers, being average unit retail and unit per transaction, that actually make up average order value. Conversion rates really tells you nothing. It doesn't show you, is this new customer conversion rates? Is it returning customer conversion rates? Is there bot traffic that's skewing this? Sessions across different countries? Conversion rate in itself isn't a useful metric, so you need to understand the underlying components. The same goes for sessions as well, okay? Understanding the geo spread of sessions. Also, the difference between users and sessions and what that multiple is within your brand also gives you more context and a better understanding of how this metric works in isolation. With all of that being said, these three metrics still come together to aggregate into total sales. So if we are to look at just one step down the funnel from total sales, this is where we get to. To be a really strong e-commerce analytics operator, this is not where you should stop, but it's a really good starting framework. So let me run you through it. Let's say total sales dips. You want to look at your sessions, conversion rate, average order value, and figure out which one dipped in accordance. Now, usually it will probably be one metric will dip. Sometimes it's two, and very rarely it's all three. And if it's all three, then you're in a really convoluted position to be able to understand what's actually happening to your brand. Let's say it's sessions. Well, if it's sessions, then you can go down and you can start troubleshooting exactly what has caused the dip in sessions. Now, in this example, I've put 6 core questions to ask yourself, but realistically, the better of a media buyer and e-commerce operator you are, the more questions you have in your back pocket. Realistically, I could sit down for the next 2 hours and write maybe 250 questions here. Would it be a great use of my time? Probably not, because in most instances, it's one of the things on the screen right now. But that's a really important concept to understand anytime you're approaching an account or a business in itself, which is that a business's growth is simply a function of how skilled the operator is that is trying to grow the business. And so if you are looking at an ad account, for example, and you're like, I don't know how to scale this ad account, the brand must not be scalable. It is not. The brand isn't scalable because you don't have the skill acquisition that's going to enable it to scale. And so the same thing applies with these 3 components that I'm about to run you through. This is not where it ends. If you try these 6 things to improve sessions and none of them works, it doesn't mean the brand can't scale. It means that you don't know the next question to ask. First one, has ad spend decreased? If ad spend decreases, traffic's going to fall off, and that's why your revenue probably dips. It seems super obvious, but it's really, really common. Number 2, has average CPCs increased? If the cost to drive traffic to site has increased, but we're spending the same amount, sessions will drop, revenue will probably drop as a consequence. So if CPCs increased, what was it? If it was on Facebook, it would have had to have either been increased CPMs or decreased CTRs. Identify which one it is, then go down that rabbit hole of fixing it. If it's on Google, it's usually due to a recent change that you made in the account. So what change did you make that caused CPCs to go up? More importantly, what traffic source caused the decrease? Was it even paid media? Or did their organic rankings drop off because they did a website change and they forgot to do a correct SEO migration? Or, I've actually seen this before, they accidentally did an exclusion from allowing the Google bot to be able to scan their website, and so all of their organic listings dropped. Or was it returning customer sessions or new customer sessions that fell off? Because if it was returning customer sessions, it might be something to do with the retention strategy they have in place. Did they stop sending emails? Did they stop spending on existing customer campaigns on Facebook? And then what location source has decreased? Because a lot of the time sessions decrease on the back end of Shopify, but it's just because bot traffic was there and then it wasn't. And so anytime you do look at sessions, you need to be putting filters in place to exclude either IP addresses or cities which are known for high bot traffic from Klaviyo servers or Google servers or Facebook servers, etc. So we've troubleshooted that, we've figured out what happened to sessions, or let's say nothing happened to sessions, but conversion rate was impacted. What caused conversion rate to be impacted? Firstly, was it a decrease in new customer conversion rate or returning customer conversion rate. Pull that out into an Excel sheet, do an analysis, figure out which one actually dipped. Number 2, was there any website changes recently? Really obvious, but you always got to start at the most obvious questions and work your way down. Has shipping thresholds or offers changed? Are there any pages 404ing? What's changed on the ad campaigns? Because people normally don't think about this, but conversion rates are highly indicative of front-end messaging before a user hits site. And so if majority of your traffic is coming from Google Shopping, you'll end up with really good conversion rates on site because people already have all the context before they've even clicked and they've ended up on the landing page. Vice versa, if you are pushing people from a clickbait Facebook ad that really provides no context as to what you actually do, but you're just trying to get the click, conversion rates are going to be terrible. And so front-end messaging on ad creative is really important for getting an understanding of conversion rate fluctuations. Has landing page traffic changed? Pretty obvious, but are we driving people to the same pages as we were previously, or are we testing new ones that aren't working? Or are we putting more people on the homepage, which we know doesn't work that well? Does this align with seasonal conversion rate changes? Heavily overlooked by most brands. So many brands have approached me and said, hey, conversion rates are down this month, what are we doing? And then I look at historical conversion rate fluctuations within the brand and I go, hey, every month this happens every year. Every year conversion rates go down 40% in May because it's the season where you don't sell products because of the seasonality of your product. And so also having an understanding of just being able to look at historical conversion rates and take out all the fluff data, once again, the bot traffic, the IP addresses, get clean conversion rates over time. And most of the time it's just that. Or are competitors underpricing us? This is also another huge one, and this is a golden nugget in this video that some people are going to take away and immediately resolve half of their issues, which is if you're running heavy Google traffic to site from Google Shopping and you're selling commoditized products that other people are selling, if your competitors underprice you, your store revenue falls off overnight. I've seen this happen so many times. It's one of the first things I check these days. If I go, okay, where's your traffic coming from? Okay, Google Shopping's the main one. Okay, you're a retailer of other people's products. Search for a couple of their top selling SKUs. They're getting undercut by even $1, by even 10 cents. If a competitor undercuts you on Google Shopping, you lose all your conversion rates. The traffic stays the same, and that's where it's confusing for you as an operator, because you would think that traffic would dip because everyone would click to competitors, but that's not what happens. Traffic just starts flowing to different products, or you just start getting poor traffic that's opening up multiple different tabs, but conversion rates fall off a cliff. Last one, average order value. Average order value dips. What should you be looking at? Has products or categories sold changed? Check sales by product report and compare it to the previous period and the current period. Was this due to a paid ad campaign change? Always really important. Were we driving to bundles before and now we're not? Were we driving to high ticket products before and now we're not? We need to look at Google Shopping campaigns. We need to look at Google search campaigns. We need to look at Facebook campaigns. We need to look at the whole picture. Has discounting offers changed? Are we discounting more heavily now? Because remember that discounting is a component within the average order value equation. And so if your discounting goes up, your average order value goes down. And so that's why I would have dipped. Or has units per transaction or average unit retail changed? Which one changed? Which of the levers being the component within average order value moved? Was it the amount of units that are in each order, or was prices changed? And average unit retail technically can just be a pricing discount if you're discounting at the pricing level rather than integrating coupon codes. So this is another way to look at discounting offers. Has shipping collected changed? Most often this isn't the case, but still it's a component of average order value. It's worth checking. Has landing page traffic changed? Similar to the above with products and categories, are we driving people to the home page, which as of recent has our best sellers on there, which are really low ticket products. And so everyone's pathwaying into low ticket products, where previously we were driving to bundle pages where people had higher ticket options. And so that's the framework to always run through whenever you're troubleshooting revenue dips. Total sales is a function of sessions, conversion rates, and average order value. If revenue dips, one of these dipped or multiple dipped. Go through systematically, why did it dip? Ask the questions, go through the framework, look at all the recent changes, and then you should be able to get an understanding of what to undo. Because normally fixing a revenue dip is simply a function of undoing what you did last week. You made some changes to Facebook, you made some changes to Google, you made a change to the website, and revenue dipped. Okay, let's undo those changes as clearly they didn't serve the function that we were after. They didn't increase one of these three things. Thanks for watching that video. If you want to learn more about BlueSense Digital, click the link in the description below. Reach out to us for a free growth evaluation video where we'll map out how you can achieve your financial outcome goals with your e-commerce brand over the next 6 to 12 months.